Hi, here in this video, I'm going to demo how to debug Node.js program in Visual Studio Code Editor. I'm opening the terminal, new terminal. Here I'm creating a directory. I'm using Mac. If you're using Windows, you can create some directory in C drive or D drive or wherever you like. And open that directory. File, open. I am opening that. If you're in Windows, you can choose the directory in your C or D drive. Click on open. Now I have opened the directory which I have created. There is nothing inside this particular directory. I'm going to create a JavaScript file. Click new file. I'm providing name as test.js. Copying a simple JavaScript program. It has a main function and main calling this particular add function, and add is giving a response back, and we are printing that. Okay. To run this particular program, first we need to save this particular file, and we have to open a terminal, new terminal, and here we can type node test.js. We got this particular output. Now we are going to debug this particular program. To debug the program, we need to click on this particular run and debug button, and here we can see create a launch config file. Here we have to choose Node.js. Now you can see a launch.json file created. Open this particular folder. Here you can see a .vs code folder. Inside that you can see the launch.json. And one of the important attribute is that program. What program we want to debug? Here you can see the workspace folder / test.js. That is this file. This is a workspace folder. Okay. It has a test.js. Now I want to debug this particular test.js. To do that, click on this particular debug, and here you can see start debugging button. We can see debugger is listening on this particular port and debugger attached, and we got the output. This line got printed here. That is why we got output 30. Okay. I want to see what is actually happening inside this particular program by executing this particular program step by step or line by line. For doing that, first we need to set a breakpoint. We haven't set any breakpoint. That is the reason why the entire program got executed and we got the output. So we need to set a breakpoint where you want to inspect your code. So if you have some confusion what is actually happening inside this particular function, you can set a breakpoint at the line you want to stop the program execution. Click here. If you have some confusion what is actually happening here, we can set a breakpoint here. So when program execution reach that particular line, the control stops there. So we can inspect what is actually happening there in that particular program. So here we have set the breakpoint at these two lines. So we can see that information here. Line number 2 and line number 7. Now we have set the breakpoint. If you want to set the breakpoint, just matter of clicking here. Again, clicking on that, it toggles. Okay. So I'm setting the breakpoint again and starting debugging. Click here. Or you can see debug, start debugging. Okay. So I am clicking on this particular button. You can see the program stops at this particular line. And here you can see the anonymous function, line number 13, that is this thing, has called this main function, and the program flow is at line number 7. Here you can see. So that is actually the stack trace. That means which function has called which function Here we can see the program's call stack. That means the function call stack. Okay, this function is called this function. Okay, now here we can see a lot of buttons, right? If you click on this continue button or F5 key in the keyboard, it executes the entire program till it find next breakpoint. If there is no breakpoint here, the entire program get executed. That means all the lines in the code get executed. Breakpoint here, click continue. See, it's reached here. Now we can execute the statements line by line like this. Either we can use this one or this one. There is a difference. I'm going to tell you that next. Okay, so I'm going to execute the statement. Now program control reach this particular line, and here we got the sum, and here we can see those variables and its values, a b sum, a b sum. Okay, and here also you can just inspect, click mouse over, you can see the result. Okay, there is no further breakpoint. Now we got output 30 here. I'm going to debug this particular program to demo a few more things. Start debugging. Now I'm going to show you the difference between these two. If I want to execute this particular statement, I can use either this one or this one. Okay, I'm going to click step over, and this one also same. I'm going to use step into. Here there is a difference. Here in this particular line there is a function call, right? So if I click on this step over, it won't go to this particular function. If there is a breakpoint, it will go definitely. But if there is no breakpoint here, when I click on this particular step over, it executes this logic. We cannot see what is actually happened inside this particular function. If I want to see what is actually happening inside this particular function, I need to step into that particular function. So in that case, we have to use this one. Okay, if you don't want to see what is actually happening, we can use step over. Okay, so I'm going to step into this add function. We are executing this particular add function. Now I don't want to execute the remaining statement line by line. I want to go back to the caller function. Here in the call stack, we can see main has called add function. Main line number 9 has called add function. So I want to go back to that particular main function. So we can use this particular step out. Now we got the result 30. Now I'm going to tell you the use of this particular button, restart. Consider that I want to again execute the program line by line. In that case, we can use this restart. Okay, I'm going to click on this particular restart. See, when we click on this particular restart, it comes to the first breakpoint in the program, and we can execute the statement again to find the bugs. While debugging the program, if you don't want to further execute the program, in such case, we can click on this particular stop button. Program stop immediately without printing any result. So here you can see there is no result got printed. Next, we are going to see the use of this particular watch window. I'm going to debug this particular program again. Here I'm executing line by line. Click on this particular button to create an expression. If I simply provide a, we'll get value of a. Okay, so I want to see value of a into b. What is the value? Okay, I can provide some expression here and I can see the result. So here value of a is 10 and b is 20. So I am changing the value of a to something different. A equal to 1000, b equal to 2000. So, and executing this particular statement, we got result as 3000 instead of 10 and 20. Now, if you run this particular program. I don't want to further execute line by line. Click on continue. The remaining statement get executed and we got the output. I'm going to demo one more thing. Our program is inside this particular directory. That means not testing directory itself. Now I want to create a source folder src, and I am moving our file to that particular directory. I am dragging and putting the file inside that. Move. Now if I run this debug again, we get an error. So then what we need to change the launch configuration file. So the program is inside this particular src directory, and we need to provide that particular path and save the particular file. Now again do the debugging. We got the output. We have to set the breakpoint again, okay, and launch it again. Program control is at line number 7, and if I click on this continue button, it executes the program and we got the output. Okay, if you find this tutorial useful, please subscribe this channel and share with your friends and colleagues. Thank you for watching this.